Hello, everyone who's going to watch the recording. I know that no one's on this call yet, and sometimes we have some stragglers, and if not, that's totally okay too. I just wanted to get started right at 7 so that you guys know that if you participate in our team calls, that we're going to start on time and we're going to end on time because we respect your time. We respect that you guys are really busy, and I don't want to waste any of it. And so I really want to make our calls valuable for you guys, whether you're listening to the recording or whether you're jump on with us live. And so with that said, I'm just going to jump right into it. I really wanted to talk to you guys about something that's really near and dear to my heart, and it's about helping people get started on their health and fitness journey in December. And I know that it might feel like no one wants to start their journey this month, but I know that there are people out there who need us to reach out to them. I don't know if you guys know, but I signed up to be a coach on December 27th. 2 years ago. That was my official sign-up date. And if I hadn't joined during the holiday season, if my coach hadn't continued to reach out to me, continued to do her power hour, continue to have these conversations, I asked her a million questions before I signed up. Originally thought it wasn't for me. Then I kind of did. Then I wasn't sure. Then I was even asking about tax forms before we even started. And if she had taken the holiday season off, I don't know if I ever would have gotten started. I would have liked to think maybe, but I was so hesitant against it anyway. And then I just initially signed up as a discount coach that I feel like if she hadn't been persistent, if she hadn't been consistent, if she hadn't shown up, if she hadn't been continuing to post on her social media about her journey, that I very likely could have just fallen off track, fallen through the cracks, and then just felt like this just wasn't for me, and maybe even just fallen off of my health and fitness journey as well because I was so new into it. And I always fell off track. So that would have just been more par for the course. So I just say that and want to share my personal experience with you guys because I personally know that there are people out there who need us to not give up during this season. I know that Jen Shute, who's one of the top coaches on this team, she started during the holiday season as well. I know my coach Andy started during the holiday season as well. So I'm so passionate about us reaching out and helping people during the season because I know I was one of those people who was sitting around spending another holiday season doing what I always did, which was gaining weight, thinking I would just wait till January to figure it out. These New Year's resolutions hung over me like a dark cloud that continued to follow me every snowman cookie I ate. And it just felt so heavy and so burdensome to just carry this weight of just thinking that, yeah, okay, I'll get back on track later. I'll get back on track later. I'll get back on track later. And by the time January came, every year I was so far off track that it just felt like forever to get back on track. And so before Beachbody, my resolutions would last maybe 2 weeks if I'm being generous. And then I would just be back in my cycle, only I would have gained all this holiday weight. I say that to you guys because I think sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget what that feels like. Sometimes we forget that people really need us to reach out to them and to help them get started. And then also sometimes we forget that what we do now matters for next month. Because if we really think January, the floodgates are going to open and all these people are going to come to us and want us to be their coach and sign up for us, and we're going to get insane Success Club numbers, I can tell you that if you're not doing the work now and you just start posting random stuff later, you are going to be white noise because everyone is going to be posting later. 24-hour fitness, all of these gyms, Crunch Fitness, any kind of fitness gym, they're going to be posting about their deals, and they're going to be spending millions of dollars on advertising to be in all of our people's news feeds, and we're going to be white noise. They're going to go with what they've always known. We're just going to be random people who also just set New Year's resolutions, fell off track during the holidays just like they did, and now we're going to get back on track, but they're going to go with what they've always done, what they've always known, and what's actually going to be cheaper because they have insane rates in January for gyms to sign up. And so during this season, it matters. The next 20 days matters. If you guys listened to the National Wake Up Call this morning, he talked about this. He gave this analogy where he talked about the last, when you're finishing a rep in a workout, in a program, right before the break or right before you get a couple seconds to transition to the next move, or maybe before you get a water break, and he goes 3, 2, 1. And the majority of people, when you go 3, 2, 1, stop at 3. They start walking towards the water. They maybe start breathing. They just like lay on the ground for a minute. I know that I'm guilty of being that person a lot of the time. I just never really thought about it. And he talked about how it matters because that adds up. And how right now, in the last 20 days of the year, we are in the 3-2 line. I would actually argue that we are in the 2. We don't have a lot of time left. And what we do now matters. What we do now is going to set us apart. I've said this before, but I truly do believe this, that we are not the only Beachbody coaches in our friends' news feeds anymore. I know this to be true in a lot of senses, in a lot of ways. But I mean, I obviously don't know who all my friends are friends with, but I can feel pretty confident just because of how many coaches we have, that people on our newsfeed are hearing about Beachbody, whether through us or through other people. What is going to differentiate us? The fact that we show up. And we have to remember during the season that we actually love showing up, or that even if we don't love showing up, we love the results of showing up. And we have to share that journey with people. Alyssa was sharing on our group thread this morning, just that life is so chaotic right now. Her husband literally works in a different state and commutes so that he can support their family. She's home with their 2 small kids. Things are chaotic right now. And I encouraged her to share that on social media. Share that things are chaotic and how she's still making time. How does she make it work? Because even if people can't relate to that specific instance where their husband's out of town and they have 2 small kids and they are a full-time mom and on 24/7, they can relate to chaos. And the same might be true for you as well. We don't have to present perfect pictures of our lives. I have not pretended once throughout this whole holiday season that I did Core Day Force 100%. The workout portion, yes, but the nutrition portion, absolutely not. We can be genuine about our journey. And I think that's really what's going to speak to people even more because they want someone who's genuine. And like I said before, if we wait until January to start posting or right before January to start posting, we're going to be white noise. The opposite is true now. If we are posting consistently now, we're going to stand out to our friends. Share about your journey. Share about how much you love your journey. Share about why you love these workout programs so much. That in the midst of chaos, they help you fight against your stress. They help you gain some peace. It's something you're doing for yourself so that you can be a better participant in the holidays, whether you're a coworker, whether you're a spouse, whether you are a significant other or a mom. If we have more energy, if we feel de-stressed, if we feel like our endorphins are pumping, if our immunity is up, then we are better participants in life. We enjoy the holidays more when our pants aren't digging into the side of our stomachs. I know I do. Let's share that journey with people, share recipes with people. I think that's the #1 tip that I want to give you guys tonight is to not give up. Do not slow down now. It's tempting because our schedules are out of whack as well. You guys have family coming in town. Maybe you're traveling. Work is crazy. At my job, we have cookie exchanges. We have all these different things that are out of the normal routine. Temptation's way more prevalent. Holiday parties. Maybe you have to go with your significant other to their holiday party. Maybe your company's having one. Maybe your kids are in parades. It's just a crazy time. And we can miss it. We can miss this opportunity if we get caught up in the craziness. But the reality is that we know to be true that every season of life is crazy. The new year is not any less crazy than now because then we have to get all of our life back on track and figure it out. And we have new routines and it's hard to go back. It's like a holiday season hangover. But if you are consistent in your power hour now, if you're consistent in your workouts now and your communications with people now, you are going to be gaining momentum. People are going to be watching you. People are going to be seeing you, even if they're not liking your posts. Even if they're not commenting on your posts, they are watching. And in a couple weeks from now, when they are ready, when they're ready to figure out what they're going to do because they're tired, they're done with being tired, with feeling uncomfortable in their own skin, of just feeling like they're getting sick all the time. When they're done with all of that, then they're going to be looking for a solution. You know, and if we are talking to them and pointing out the fact that everything that they've done in the past, that though it seems normal for them to do a gym membership because that's what they do every year and that's what seems so cost effective and that's what everyone's doing and that's what we're taught we need to do, I think it's important for us to point out that they've done that before and it hasn't worked. So that they need to try something different. You know, we most of us have done the 21-day fix. We've heard Autumn say that if you want something you've never had, you're going to have to do something you've never done. Let's preach that to people as people look at what we're doing and feel like it's an unconventional way for them to lose weight, an unconventional way for them to get on track. Let's show them why it works. And we have to be proof of that. If we're preaching that they need to do it, we need to show them why they need to do it, why we love doing it. You know, I think it's so important to not just show physical results, but talk about the emotional journey as well. Talk about who you were before Beachbody. Talk about who you were in a different holiday season, how you felt, why you feel so much better now, why it's made such a difference in your journey now to be on track and to do this. And, you know, I feel like we can get so caught up in, oh, no, it's the 12th and I don't have any Success Club points and I'm not going to hit it. You know, I think it's really important for us to, one, focus on really helping people. And then two, if you break it down, okay, it seems like helping 3 people seems like a lot. But can you help one person every 6 days for the rest of the month? We have 20 days left. If you were to help one new person every 6 days, you would hit Success Club with 2 days to spare. I encourage you guys to set goals for yourself that don't seem so big. If hitting Success Club 5 feels really overwhelming, if helping 3 new people when you're looking around feeling like, where am I going to get these people? Try one every 6 days. Be having these conversations. Again, in the National Wake Up Call this morning, he talked about if you were to start 20 new conversations or maybe 10 new conversations a day, not about Beachbody necessarily, but just conversations, messaging people, seeing how they are, messaging people to ask them where they got a sweater if you think it's cute, asking them whatever, starting conversations with them. If you were to do that, 10 people a day for the next 20 days, by the time New Year's comes, you were going to have 200 contacts, 200 people that you've talked to over the last 20 days. Those are 200 people that then you can go back to and say, hey, Beachbody is doing a health bet. Starting January 9th, I want you to be in it. I know we talked a couple weeks ago. It was, thank you so much for telling me where you got that sweater, or it was so great to hear about your kids, or that Santa picture, again, is just so funny of you and your family. And I just know that this time of year, a lot of people are setting resolutions, and I would love to invite you into this community that I love so much. You know, as you're messaging them, we know that you are going to start showing up in their news feeds more because your Facebook affinity is growing with them. So then that, like, partners with remembering that you need to post every single day about Beachbody. Doesn't mean you have to mention Beachbody. Doesn't mean that you need to, like, have your Shakeology shaker cup. Mix it up. Have it in there sometimes. Sometimes don't. Sometimes mention the program you're doing. Sometimes don't mention what program you're doing so that people have to ask you what program you're doing. And then when someone says, hey, what program is that? Send them a message to reply. Because then you're starting that conversation offline with them. You can continue it longer. And then also, you're not answering the question publicly so that if someone else wants to know, they have to message you too. They don't just get to read it and then keep moving on. And then you have no idea that they were interested in what your program was. So there's just things that we can be doing. And even if you've fallen off track, even if you haven't been posting now, start now, because 20 days is still a significant amount of time to start making headway. Be honest with your journey. Share with people, hey, I fell off track after Thanksgiving, but I'm not going to wait 20 more days to get started. You know, I did a post like last week about how if you think 21 days can't make a difference, that it can. You guys share your 21-day fixed transformation photos and talk about how 21 days makes a difference. And you are committed to following through for the next 20 days or 19 days if you're posting it tomorrow. And because you know that it makes a difference. You know that it makes a difference in so many ways of your life. Emotionally, physically, for some of us financially, if you're selling challenge packs. And so just share your journey with people. Be genuine. And what goes into this is we have to be very real with ourselves about doing our power hour consistently. You know, are you guys doing it? Are you starting new conversations? People don't just come to me, you guys, for Success Club points, for help. Some people do, but they've been following my journey for a long time. But I encourage you guys to be reaching out to people, because that's where the majority of people that I help come from. It's conversations that I'm having with them behind the scenes, where I'm personally inviting them. And so I just really want to challenge you guys and encourage you guys to really commit. Commit to your power hour. Commit to helping people. This is especially a time when you need to remember why you started. You know, think about how great it will feel in January, starting off with the confidence of knowing that you finished out the year strong, that you helped 3 new people start their journey, and that it's only the beginning for you. As you do that, you're going to be building momentum into January, and then you will have a January where you are helping a lot of people. But if you wait, you're not going to help them. Well, maybe you will. I guess I can't say that, but it's going to be a lot harder. In the same way that you would be the same. If one of us, whoever your coach is, reached out to you and you saw on their Facebook that they hadn't been posting about anything Beachbody in a long time, that's gonna like lose a lot of credibility. And so just think about that as you're posting. Don't worry about how many people are liking your post. Don't worry about, oh, no one commented on it. I think we're moving into a season where people just are less excited about it because they aren't focused on it themselves. However, when the time comes where they are focused on it and they're ready, you want them to think of you because you were consistent. So be consistent. You know, and another thing that I would share is that something that's really helped me over the last couple months is running those free groups. We have several templates now in our team page. Do it. You know, not just share the 7-day slim down ones. That's definitely something you could do between Christmas and New Year's. You have a week or so, 2 weeks to start promoting that one. And then host it so that then leading into like New Year's, and then they're already like on your page. They're already on track with you to then order a challenge pack to get started in the health ed on January 9th. So I just really want to encourage you guys, use the resources we have on our page. Don't slack off now. Don't give up. Don't, you know, like just like make excuses for why you don't have to do your power hour. Don't make excuses for why you don't have to work out. Don't make excuses for anything, because the reality is that yes, this is a harder time to get people to prioritize their health and fitness. However, I am a personal example of someone who needed to start now. There are people out there who need to start now who aren't going to start with you unless you invite them. And so do it. And then if they say no now, follow up with them again before the health vet, because you've already started that conversation with them. Even if they said, no, it's just not the right time now, they're going to be thinking about you in a couple weeks when they're starting to think about their fitness goals. So don't give up. Don't slack off. Don't make excuses for yourself. Everyone's life is crazy. So don't start telling how many hours you're doing this and you're involved in this. We make choices about how we spend our time. And if we want to prioritize helping people start their health and fitness journey, then we will. Just like if we want to do anything else with our time, watch, you know, the ABC Family's 25 Days of Christmas movies, or whatever our priorities are, we're going to make time for what's important to us. And so just make a note to yourself that this is important to you, and that will show in your effort, that will show in your conversations, and that's going to show in how many people that you help this month. So that's all I wanted to say. I was planning to talk for 20 minutes, and then I was going to have 10 minutes for conversation where we could talk through any objections that people have been receiving. I was going to share some stuff about what I say to people when they say it's too expensive right now, or, you know, whatever. However, since there's no one on this call, I'm just going to cut it early so that, you know, you guys can just have your time back if you're listening to the recording. And I hope that that this didn't come off harsh. That wasn't my heart in it. I'm just really passionate and excited about this. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And also know that if you have different goals, that's okay. If this message is really for someone who really wants to build the business, who really wants to help people start their health and fitness journey, or who just wants to get their Shakeology covered, or hit Success Club, like that's who this message is for, the business building coaches or the hobby coaches. So I hope that you guys have such a wonderful day, night, whenever you watch this, and let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. All right, bye.